2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
We've got rabid Los Angeles fans packed inside the Staples Center. It's the Chicago Bulls taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, Luke Walton played 10 seasons in the NBA, but it wasn't until near the end in 2011 that he started to consider coaching. Walton says, "I never thought about it until I hurt my back." Now, while he was out of action, Phil Jackson invited him to sit in on the coach.
It definitely did, David. He won titles when he played for the Lakers. Now he'll try to bring that winning mindset back to L.A. Well, you can expect both these teams to push the tempo, Steve, and get scores in transition. I'm sure as a player, these are very fun matchups.
They are. I mean, because you know you get a chance to put points on the board. And yes, defensive strategy is going out the window. You just have to turn, get back on defense, and just pick up anybody. If you don't communicate, there's going to be a layup or a three, or somebody's dunking on you. Love transition basketball.
Yeah, we can see a lot of gaudy numbers, too, huh? A lot of big individual performances. Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. They've got Bryant. Olajuwon is out there with Weber. Then there's Thomas, and it's Durant in at the 3 slot.
And setting the tone early with a strong move to the rack.
First quarter, you're really testing the defense, trying to find their weaknesses.
And he gets it to go.
And so many defenses nowadays really not designed to take away that mid-range jumper.
If you go by pure analytics, there is an argument to be made for that. This time, doesn't work out.
Here's Duncan following the basket by Kobe Bryant. Here's West. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
Crafty move. He recognizes the size disadvantage, and the mid-range is close enough.
Right. No reason to take it all the way to the rack. Instead, take what the defense allows.
One shot, gentlemen.
Well, whenever you watch the Bulls, you can't help but think back to their golden age. I remember those days. The '90 Bulls are arguably one of the best teams ever. Hard to argue with the greatness of those teams.
Now, here's Thomas. Weber dishes to Durant. Weber a screen. Thomas, it's a wide open look. It's rebounded by Curry.
Yeah, and even with his range, that one might be asking a little too much.
Well, the truth is, he probably makes this shot a little more often than he should, so it's hard to resist.
Now Durant. Jerry West missing from long range. Over Duncan. It's Chicago with another bucket.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
Assertive in the painted area. This is what every coach preaches.
Thomas a screen, and play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
That's the modern-day NBA. Complain about the call and hope the next one goes your way.
Curry kicks it to West. Duncan with a screen on Durant. Kicks it out to Baylor. And a miss there on the triple. For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And Thomas now, top of the key. Kobe with it. Baylor picks him up. 6 to shoot. Takes a 3. Thomas's shot is off. The Lakers in the lead. And it's West in the corner. Kicks it to Abdul-Jabbar. To the paint. And Duncan throws it down hard.
You get a chance to see the elite court vision there. Excellent pass.
And here in the first, about 3 minutes in.
You think back when Fred Hoiberg was a player in the NBA, great shooter who had a strong knowledge of the game. Not too surprised he ended up as a coach.
Now here's Bryant. Durant pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Durant's got his second bucket.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
Well, obviously, this was the strategy coming in. Feed him the rock and let him go to work.
Here's Baylor. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. 5 on the clock. On its way from Curry for 2. That falls. Nice feed that time from Jerry West. And Smitty, you and Hoiberg played against one another during your careers and even guarded each other, I think, from time to time. What was it like going up against a player like him?
You know, Kevin, he must have been real young because I'm so old. I don't even remember that. But I do know and remember Fred Hoiberg and watching him coach. He's a fast decision maker. Also would find space as a player. And you see some of his strengths as a player and how he designs his offense right now.
Duncan with the bucket.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Bulls trail by 5. There's 49 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Thomas passes to Durant. Again, Durant missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And he gets the bucket.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
For Chicago, they've gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Thomas kicks to Olajuwon. There's 21 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Durant against Abdul-Jabbar. Again, Durant missing. Baylor kicks to Curry. West with a wide open look. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. And so it's Los Angeles bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And don't go away. We'll be right back. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
And I felt like in that first period, the difference really was their ability to execute offensively.
Yes, and make the extra pass. I love that about their game. So far tonight, extremely unselfish.
The Lakers with the ball. And the Lakers, Greg, have acquired some intriguing young talent. Do you see this group blossoming into elite status?
I mean, there's still some question marks. Injuries have been an issue. I do see some all-star potential for some of their young fellas. Superstar potential, though, tougher to say. They've got something to build on, though, and that's key.
Taking a look at the Bulls. Russell Westbrook out there with Tracy McGrady. It's Garnett. Then there's Sean Kemp. And it's Durant in at the 3. Here's Westbrook. Following the basket by Gary Payton.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Los Angeles on D after the made shot from Sean Kemp.
Yeah, awesome watching Westbrook drain the 3 ball there. He just needs to focus on being a little more efficient from downtown.
Now here's Harden. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. No one near Payton as he lets it go. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
Okay, it's on. Trading blows here from distance.
You know what? Both sides are in rhythm. The defense out there having no effect.
Kemp screen on Duncan. Westbrook dishes to Durant. Teardrop shot, and he lays it up and in. Durant's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Yeah, going to the floater right there. That was pretty.
Payton with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. Screen by Duncan. Harden the pass to Duncan. Payton kicks to Duncan. Over Garnett. 4 on the clock, and Duncan lays it in. Duncan's got 8.
Oh, easy putback. No one got a body on it.
And there's one thing you're trying to minimize. It's second chance opportunities. Poor defensive rebounding for them.
Now here's Durant. He has 6. And offensively, the great teams pass up a good shot for a great shot. And San Antonio seems to be a nice example of that. If not this year, certainly in the past. Where do you draw the line, though, Steve, between great passing and then overpassing?
Well, I think then you start to look at teams are saying these guys are not equipped mentally or physically or skill-wise to take that open shot. If you have an open shot, you got to be a little selfish. And obviously, if it's a better shot, you move it on. But at times, you got to take that good shot and believe that you can make it or just make the right play. A lot of teams are not making the right play, and they're overpassing.
So here's Westbrook. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Westbrook dishes to Kemp. Over Duncan. Kemp can't hit. Lakers leading by 7. Out left to the wing. Here's Barry. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Barry's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. One of the top stories here, Tim Duncan getting it done today.
And he's been taking it to the rack all game, and they haven't been able to contain him. They have to put up better fight on the inside.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Olajuwon's checked in for Kemp. Weber comes in for Kevin Garnett. Ryan is checked in for Kevin Durant. And Thomas subbed in for Tracy McGrady.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Baylor is screen on Kobe. The shot by Curry, no good. Bulls trail by 8. Outside Westbrook. He kicks it to Thomas. Weber a screen. Baylor against Kobe. Curry with the steal. It's Gervin on the wing. The shot. And there's another one for the Lakers.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Right side, Bryant. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. Got a piece of it.
And this is obviously where you'd like to see a 2-for-1.
End of quarter, great time to squeeze out an extra possession. And right there, a little miscommunication on that pass.
.41 seconds left in the second quarter. They set the pick. Curry passes to Baylor. The feed to Abdul-Jabbar. It's Curry outside. Drops in the tray. Curry's got 7.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Showing no mercy. Double-digit lead and still putting it on him.
Now here is Olajuwon. Looking for his first basket still in this one. The Bulls shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe. 2 shots. And that one falls for Olajuwon. Both good from the line that time. Here's Curry. 7 points in the game. And the pass to Gervin. Now the dish to Antetokounmpo. With 2 seconds left, and that's 2 points on the layup. And the Lakers lead by 13.
And no doubt they've been the more efficient team in this first half.
Because they've been patient, they're finding good shots. That's why they've hit a much higher percentage from the floor.
And so it's Los Angeles looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks so much. Kawhi, you seem to be so at ease out there. How much is that helping your game?
It's helping me out a lot. Just coming in the game relaxed, just with more intensity. I mean, my teammates are getting me involved on the offensive end. I'm playing great on defense. We just got to keep it up second half and not let it up.
Hey, Kawhi, thank you very much for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Boy, what a crowd joining us here for our halftime report. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They have a 13-point lead. Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Lakers?
Well, it was an unselfish, team-oriented half of basketball. The ball never stopped moving. Their offense had a great flow to it. It prevented anyone from getting lazy out there. They're always moving, cutting, knowing where they need to pass the ball, Ernie.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Bulls.
Well, they're giving up too many high percentage looks, Ernie. They're not closing down the lane, and they're not going hard on the perimeter. That will get an L in any book.
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us. As now.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. One of the top stories here, Tim Duncan getting it done today.
And through the first 2 quarters, they went to him repeatedly in the post, and boy, did he deliver.
Well, isn't it nice to have a go-to guy who can punish you inside?
So it's the Lakers now. This is the most they've led by, 13 points. Baylor is out there with Duncan. Then there's Stephen Curry. Then there's West. And it's Abdul-Jabbar in at the 5, roaming the paint. And that's the group for Luke Walton as we begin the second half.
I tell you what, he came out of that locker room raring to go.
And it's the Lakers on the break. Here's West using his post move to get the 2 points. West has got 5 now.
Yeah, what a nice play. Just a coast-to-coaster by himself off of that steal.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Now here's Kobe. He's got 6. And it's Curry with the rebound. Inside, here's Abdul-Jabbar. Here's Duncan, and he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
And pretty much every NBA player grew up playing multiple sports. Smitty, which other sports did you play as a kid growing up? And did you think maybe that would have helped you playing basketball later on?
You know, Kevin, I tried football, and it definitely helped me in basketball because I said, no, this is not for me. So let me put all my emphasis in basketball. Taking those hits, I just wasn't built for that. And after that, I ran cross country because you had to do 2 sports in my high school to be able to play 1. I didn't like that either, but I think cross country really helped me with basketball.
But I can see where a lot of other sports could help with footwork and hand-eye coordination and right on down the line.
Yeah, soccer I think is #1. I watched Tony Parker, the way his movement, playing soccer. My son right now is playing soccer, Hakeem Olajuwon. I think that's the sport that coincides the best with basketball.
I would agree. Abdul-Jabbar, a screen on Thomas. Screen by Duncan. West with the ball, guarded now by Durant. Shot clock at 6. Curry wide open, and that comes off the assist by Duncan. And that's 10 points for Steph Curry.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Chicago calls timeout. And some changes here for the Lakers. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Abdul-Jabbar. Barry comes in for Baylor. And it's Harden in for Steph Curry. Chicago also making some changes. Kemp's checked in for Olajuwon. Garnett comes in for Weber. And Tracy McGrady subbed in for Bryant. Now here's Durant. 8 points for him. McGrady outside. Fires from deep. It's rebounded by West.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Duncan right side. Pass to Barry. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Harden. They set the pick. Now here's West. He's got 5. Dishes it to Harden. Another shot. And he sinks the layup.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Garnett the screen. Durant for 3. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Durant's got 5 points now in the quarter.
He's done his job tonight scoring the basketball, but they've still been outplayed overall.
Harden outside. Feeds to Leonard. Duncan with the screen for Leonard. The baseline J off the mark. Bulls trail by 20.
Kawhi Leonard right there in the thick of the MVP conversation. We know he doesn't care about recognition. He just focuses on basketball.
Barry misses. Well, Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Up again.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Leonard. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Russell Westbrook's checked in for Thomas. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Harden with it. Duncan outside. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Shawn Kemp picks one up right there. And Leonard just entering the prime of his career, Steve, absolutely among the top 5 players in the NBA right now.
You're right, Kevin, and one of just 3 players in the league history to win both Finals MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. And by the way, the others, Hakeem and Michael Jordan, are the other 2.
Well, the Bulls have had one of the largest and strongest fan bases in the NBA for years, having the Jordan-era Bulls helped, but they have always been a beloved team in the city of Chicago.
Yeah, you see the devotion from their fans at their games, and the numbers back it up. They've had the best fan attendance every year since 2010, and they've been in the top 5 since as long as I can remember, and that's long.
Here's Garnett following the bucket by the Lakers. 2 points. That one goes.
His team is down because he's not shooting enough. There's no reason he shouldn't be getting more looks right now.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Abdul-Jabbar comes in for Duncan, and Gervin subbed in for James Harden. The Bulls also changing it up. Olajuwon comes in for Kemp, and it's Bryant in for Kevin Durant. Now here's Gervin. It's stolen by McGrady. From 20 feet out. Yep, it counts. Los Angeles leading by 16. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Barry. He dishes it to Antetokounmpo. One-on-one fast break. Here's Westbrook, and the rejection by Abdul-Jabbar. Here's Antetokounmpo. Here's Barry. Tries again. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
That's one of his shots in his arsenal, but it was terrific rim protection.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Lakers ahead, up by 16. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. Moments ago from the huddle, let's listen in on head coach Fred Hoiberg.
Keep fighting, fellas. All right, one possession at a time. All right, how are we going to do it? Take care of
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Bulls trail by 16. Taking a look at the Bulls. Weber is out there with Bryant. Then it's Tracy McGrady. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's Olajuwon in at the 5. Bryant. Second shot opportunity. Olajuwon, no good.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
What I love is he takes the right angle, affects the shot without fouling.
Here's McGrady. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. Outside Bryant. He feeds it to Westbrook. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Gervin outside. Floats one. Steve, we've seen some big names retire from the NBA in the last few seasons. I mean, guys that we all admired for so many years. Talk about walking away from the game and not having that a part of your everyday life and what that's like for a player.
Kevin, I think, especially talking individually, it's the hardest thing. So whenever you started, you've been playing this game 15, 20, and some of these guys 25 years. To be able to say you're not playing this game and to go to the next step, it's definitely hard because you've had this routine. What I love now is guys have done a fantastic job of keeping their bodies in shape. They're able to play 20, 21 years, and one day we're going to see a guy playing 25 years. I think it's fantastic.
What I think about, Steve, is as long as they can remember, all they've played is basketball. And then one day it just kind of ends. I mean, that's got to be such a difficult thing to go through.
It's hard, and I like now a lot of these players now are thinking about that day, and they're better prepared to be able to walk away and walk right into something else. And even if it's being a dad, I like what guys are doing right now.
Here's Westbrook. Here's Olajuwon. He can't get that one. And it's the Lakers the other way. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Now Bryant. George Gervin missing on the 3. No good there off the double clutch. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. A floater, and the layup is good. Gervin's got 4 points in the quarter.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
The reason why is you like to get value every time down the floor, but that does take a lot of discipline.
Duncan, he's checked in for the Lakers. Harden comes in for Gervin. Isaiah Thomas checked in for Chicago. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Knocks down the 3 balls. Here's Curry. Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Back to Curry. Thomas with the steal. Now it's Thomas running. He can go all the way. And the jam by Isaiah Thomas.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
Bryant has the open look. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. 9 points for Kobe Bryant.
I can't understand in the midst of a game you leave an elite shooter this wide open.
Here's Harden on target from 13 feet. And the Lakers lead by 14.
And I love seeing Harden get room to shoot from that mid-range position, an effective scorer in that area.
Durant kicks to Weber, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Duncan.
And how about the reaction time on D there? Almost comes up with the pick.
You know, these are the little plays that can add up when you look over the course of a game.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Clock at 6. Here's the floater. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
That's an excellent pass. On time, on target. Great teamwork.
And that one falls for Olajuwon. 1:51 left to play in the final quarter. Curry against Thomas. Harden outside. Rebound by the Bulls. Olajuwon's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Kobe dishes to Weber. Keeps it alive. It's good on the putback. Weber's got it back down to within single digits for Chicago.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip-in. Baylor against Durant. From deep, Thomas. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant. Thomas got 8 here in the quarter.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Abdul-Jabbar the screen. Curry kicks to Harden. Over Durant. And again, the Lakers no good.
Wow, he had it at point-blank range, but the defense was all over him.
Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. It's Curry outside. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. And the Lakers lead by 9. Chicago calls timeout. They're trailing by 9. 40 seconds left in the game. Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Stephen Curry.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. And that has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. So Chicago ends up going with the new group. McGrady kicks to Westbrook. Over Gervin. Westbrook can't get it to go. Westbrook against Payton. Now the feed to Antetokounmpo. There's a screen. Kicks it to Gervin. Now the pass to Barry. Lakers passing it around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Kevin Garnett.
Shooting for Los Angeles, George Gervin. Taking 2 shots.
Relax on the first.
He gets the first, and that'll push the lead to double digits. so he gets them both.
Wow, stepping up in the clutch. Great way to end this.
Chicago calls timeout. They're behind by 11. 12 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
And this is what happens when you dig yourself a hole. It's hard to climb out of.
You know, this part of the game, focus on good execution. The rest will take care of itself.
Seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
Here's Payton. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, James. Congrats on the win. Great crowd tonight, but what made the difference down the stretch?
We just got to play solid defense. Talk to each other, help each other out. That was amazing tonight. You know, it was unbelievable.
All right, David, thank you. Now for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Hart.